Hi guys, Spartan765 here today. Today I'm doing a video based on other videos I've seen from other preppers and gun collectors. More on the prepper side, and that is how much ammunition should you have, how many mags should you have, and should you keep your mags loaded? First off, I'm going to answer the age-old question you see debated is, if I leave my magazines loaded, the springs will weaken and they won't function. That's just simply not true. I have a G3 mag that's been loaded for well over 8 years, and it still functioned just fine. Other mags, I've had AR or AK mags loaded for 5+ years, and they function just fine. Springs are cyclic, meaning that each compression and release, the spring gets a minute bit weaker. Hardly measurable. But keeping a magazine just compressed, it's not completing a full cycle, so therefore it doesn't really weaken the mag that much. And of course you'll say, oh, well, it was loaded, brand new mag was loaded, and then when I unloaded it, it seemed weaker. That's because springs have a break-in process. The spring is going to be stronger than its initial designed tension when it's brand new. Once it gets broken in or is compressed, it'll decrease strength down to its operating tension. And that, you'll see that if you have an AR, like a Glock mag, for example. When you get a brand new Glock mag, it's really stiff. Shoot a few mags through it, and it maintains, after a few mags, it weakens. Weaken's a bad word. The tension decreases to its operating tension. And then you'll notice from there on out, the magazine spring tension remains the same. How many magazines should you have? Well, this is an opinion. I mean, my opinion might vary. Some people might be like, oh, well, I'm fine with 2 or 3. Some people might be like, oh, well, I have 10 and it's still not .enough. Well, the way I look at it is, for me personally, my 2 main intermediate rifle calibers, 5.56 and 7.62 .39, I like to have at least 1,000 rounds of ammo on tap in loaded magazines ready to go. And that sounds like a lot, and the first thing that someone's going to say is, that sounds expensive. Well, it is expensive. 35, it's about 34, 35 magazines is right about 1,000 rounds of 30 round mags. Yeah, you look at that, that's about, depending on how much your mags cost, $500 to $700 worth of magazines. And for me, that's what I have. I mean, I've accumulated those magazines over several years. And anytime I see a deal on mags, I'll pick 1 up, pick 2 up, or 3 or 4 or 5. Just a perfect example of that, Fleet Farm, yesterday, these US Palm 30 rounders, yeah, they're pretty decent mags for what they are. I mean, they're reinforced and everything like that. But I'm not going to go into the mag review right now. These are normally, you find them about between $23 to $30. Fleet Farm had them marked half off for $12.50 a mag. So I bought a couple of these, and I bought a couple of PMag Gen 3s of the Windows. Now these were about 16, 17 bucks a pop. But I didn't have any Gen 3s with the Windows yet. I mainly just buy the Gen 2s without the window, because they're cheaper and they work just fine in my guns. But yeah, anyway, so why have 1,000 rounds of ammunition loaded and ready to go? Well, here's the thing. If you're a prepper, you obviously prep for shit that's probably never going to happen. But it's just a hobby to prep. Like the North Koreans invading, or a mass cyber attack blackout where there's no longer electricity anywhere except for in batteries. The odds of that happening are extremely minimal. But still, if it ever does happen, you're going to want to be prepared. And as far as your weapons go, you're going to either bug out, bug in, and defend your place, or you may or may not have other people in your group that already have guns, or got people that don't have guns. They're going to need to be equipped with guns to protect your property, either or, when you're bugging out, protect your convoy. And me personally, in my personal kit for my walking, or my personal kit for if I'm here defending or if I have to leave, I got 10 mags, and I know that sounds like a lot on my person, but you never know. If you bug out and you're on foot and you don't have vehicles, somehow there's an EMP and nothing works. Yeah, you're going to have to leave some shit behind. So I'd carry as much ammo as practical, and that's, 300 rounds in mags plus one in the gun, so 330 rounds. When you get into AKs, that gets pretty fucking heavy, but ARs, it's fairly manageable. Another reason I have, 35 to 40 mags in each of those two calibers is because I have several 5.56 rifles and several 7.62 39 rifles. So if I needed to, let's say, outfit my best buddy because he doesn't have a rifle currently to defend, I would be able to give him a rifle, 10 mags, in a kit. He has his own kit, so I'd just be giving him the mags. Or other people, you could spread that out even further to like 6 or 7 or 8 people and give each one of them 6 mags or 7 mags or whatever. But that's why I keep them all. I have, 1,200-ish rounds for each caliber loaded in mags. And then I also have several thousand rounds in each other caliber, each caliber, 7.62, 39, and 5.56, in either loose pack and ammo boxes, as you see back there, or in the 20-round boxes, the Tula ammo, or the 20-round slimmer 5.56 boxes. And I got probably total between all my calibers, including handgun, rifle, and shotgun, probably about 65 to 70,000 rounds, and that's been accumulated over the past 10 years or so. And that sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but hey, if the ammo supply was completely cut off, for some reason, somehow ammo was banned, which is not going to happen, but if it was somehow cut off completely, not only would I have a lot of ammo to last me for several years for hunting and defense, but in an SHTF, ammunition will be traded as gold. Well, not maybe quite as high as gold. Well, actually, probably depends on the situation. But ammo would be a form of currency, because your average guy who maybe just has a couple boxes of ammo is going to run out of that on an SHTF, and he's going to want ammo. And people will pay for ammo with, gasoline, diesel, food, water, other survival shit. So, in an SHTF, ammunition would be currency. That's not why I have so much. I just have a lot because, with the recent elections starting back in like 2008, I bought a ton of 7.62 39, and then I bought a ton of 5.56 in the past few years, and I just haven't shot a whole lot at the range because I don't live down by Albert Lea by a outdoor range anymore. So anytime I'll just buy some, because there's always a threat, or always has been, about ammunition going way up in price, or certain types of ammo being banned. So I just buy it whenever I have spare money around to buy it. Buy 1,000 round cases at a time, and it just added up. But anyway, how I store my loaded mags. I could store them in my vest, which is in my kit in the lockers back there, but I'm not going to keep the loaded magazines in the vest because the moisture issue, the humidity issue, I just don't want, I know that's probably a minimal risk, but what I do is I keep them in either 55 caliber or 50 caliber ammo cans, other ammo cans, plastic ones, I got several of them, and one of these, just like that, and these are VZ58 mags in this one particular can. Holds 10 mags. It'll hold 10 AK mags, several more AR mags. And some of you will say, well, that's 300 rounds. That's a complete waste of space. True, I could probably fit 800 rounds of loose pack in here easily. But in an SHTF where you may need to bug out, throw shit in your vehicle quick, just being able to grab those loaded mags, drop that in the console next to you, or pack it in where it's just ready to go, where you don't have to worry about loading rounds into mags. That's why I have them in there. Yeah, ammo cans are expensive too now. You can't really find an ammo can for less than 14, 15 bucks. That's why whenever there's a deal, I just pick some up. But yeah, that's my short, well, not short, 10 minutes, whatever. That's my video. Comments, questions, any different opinions, feel free to do a response video or something. Spartan 765 out.